Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Phoenix Trading Strategies, where strategic knowledge and information allows you to trade successfully. Welcome to our trade forecasting room. Today is February 11th, 2016. It is 1:03 a.m. in the morning. 2 a.m. actually, forgive me. 2 a.m. Eastern Time. Before we continue, let us go to the disclaimer. Disclaimer. Future stocks and spot currency trading have large potential rewards, but also large potential risks. You must be aware of the risk and be willing to accept them in order to invest in future stocks and forex markets. Don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. This presentation or website is neither a solicitation or an offer to buy or sell future stocks or forex. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those discussed on this presentation or website. Past performance of indicators or methodology are not necessarily indicative of future results. Being that said and done, welcome. Let's go to the calendar and let's see what we have for today. And we'll see how this ended. So Bank of Japan is on holiday and so is China. That was yesterday. Well, no, that is today. Rick's house price 49% down. Okay. We have CPI for the Swiss coming out shortly. We have Euro group meetings all day. That's coming up within the hour. Tentatively, we have 30-year bond auction for the UK. That'll be interesting. And then we don't have anything until the morning. 8:30, we have NHPI month on month. We have unemployment claims. We will have Fed Chairwoman Janet Yellen testifying again before Congress at 10 a.m. Eastern. Natural gas storage, 30-year bond auctions for the U.S. So it will be a very, very interesting one again. China will still be on holiday, but money will continue to flow. So, being that said and done, at least now we know, not that much impacting news, but I think the decision's already been made to move the market. So, let's go to the charts. Now, everything's lit up right now on the 15-minute, which is not a bad thing. Now, I like to be a little bit more aggressive with the time frame in this regard. Remember that we can change this to a 30-minute, an hour, a 2-hour, a 1 hour. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what time frame, even the higher time frames. This one pretty much gives us an idea that there's already a game in play, and it looks like the pound dollar is in play because we have a wide bar. So let's take a look at that real quickly. I think that may be the trade. I was looking at the euro and I like the euro short, but this one just may be good if not better. Let's give it a second for it to come up, or a minute. Wow, oil is trading at $27.10 a barrel. They're going to break below into 26 and head to 25. Okay, let's see. Everything's lighting up right now. Oh, this will be interesting. Well, I'd like to say that it's going to go long, but I just don't see it. mean, this one's telling me pretty much short because they're using the trend stop as a see, the divergence is like this, but more importantly is that it began here. And if that is the case from what it looks like, they just basically gave this trade up. See, we can even confirm it with the volume. For instance, you have negative volume in this. Now let's see if we have consistency in this negative. Bullish because they made the move. This was negative. They came down. This was negative. And so they've been trading. Every time they come around this, they go negative. Negative. Negative around here. So normally I would be all over this long, but the way that they're trading, see, the trend stop is to the downside. You have the trend dots very aggressively to the downside and the candles challenging. Now, we already know that there is a trade opportunity here. This spike is not even based on news. This is a market maker making that move. So I'd like to wait for the close on this within the next 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and then define the direction. But it looks like, and let's take a look at this, see, because we can do this, draw an extended line on the price that it's currently trading at. Change the color. No, change color. And let's look to the back. So see what they've done. They broke aggressively below it before, and it came all the way down here. Then they moved, used it as a resistance level, came down, used the trend stop, made the move again, and then spiked. Now it's on the other side of the coin. They came down, they're using the power dots as a trend stop, and it's coming down. As an example, I would actually short it from here. Now, my reasoning for going short is very simple. What they're doing is that they reverse the roles of the trend dots and the power dots here. But we can actually go back and see that same mistake take place again. See, they did it again here. They spiked, came down, hit it again, and then boom, came down. And this move was from 145.41 to 143.70, which is not a bad trade. Actually came all the way down, almost 100 pips. So let's continue to see. Yeah, see, they moved aggressively here. It's not a true support or resistance. It's a mid-range level. And when they break through, they move drastically against it. So when they broke above, they retested and then boom, spiked. Let's continue. And here, they came down from it right on the money, bam, all the way down from 145.34 to 144.13. So this could be a 100 pip move to the downside from what we're looking at. No, I like this trade. Now, stop loss wise, being short, I'd like to say we got in at 145.34. You definitely want to be your stop loss is definitely above this pivot. So I'd like to say 145.50 is more or less a conservative, but if you want to really be, you can do a 20 pip stop loss on this. And this ain't going anywhere except down. Because as soon as this thing settles, closes right here, and the volume, even though it's slightly bullish because it is, let's bring this up. See, it was negative. Right now it's slightly bullish. This thing should have gone through the roof, and it hasn't. We're at 136 on the buy, 137, 1 against 111. You got a difference of 26 million, 28 million to the upside. Now, every time that it becomes more, that negative volume comes in, they pull back. That says a lot. But with 25 million in excessive bullish volume, this trade should have gone through the roof. See how slightly negative volume comes in, and they do a slight pullback. And this would be the second time they do this. So the divergence is here, but this would be the second time. And if that is the case, then we're looking at this. And when they do a second time, that is usually a good sign for us. And this is a wide bar. They threw everything at this, and it failed. Remember, wide bars have two different, this thing, for being a wide bar, should have gone through the roof, and it wasn't. And see, now we're starting to see this pull back right smack on the trend stop, and trend stop's going flat right here. Again, they're starting off with bullish volume and not being too aggressive. So let's see how this plays out. Because for that type of bullish volume, this thing should have really exploded to the upside. And if anything, they might retest to the top one more time before they come down. So I may have been slightly premature on the entry, but I don't think so. Let's give it some time. Yeah, see, barely slight bit of negative volume coming in, and it pulls back. Slowly, the bears are coming in. See how they increase their volume, and then price action follows that increase in volume. Because that previous wide bar, this one right here, had to spike to the upside and it didn't. So this is where it's going to get really, really interesting. Because as soon as it goes below that price level, this one right here, 45.34, it's on. See, you got 46 million to the upside, 33 million to the downside, difference of 13 million. Bullish volume. That thing should be bullish, not bearish. Now we do need this candle to eventually become extremely bearish, or just be bearish, because if it's bullish, they may flip on us. So this candle becomes to some degree very decisive for us. Let's see, said the blind man. Come on down. Come on. Give it up. We all want you to give that. Give it up. Holding. Let's see. Now, remember, because China and Japan are closed, there is a lack of liquidity in the market. That is also important to take into account. Yeah, see, we just had a slight increase in negative volume and that thing held. But the bulls are coming in to sustain their position. Let's see, this ain't over. This is not over, not by a long shot. We still got time. See, you got 31 million in excessive volume and this thing isn't exploding to the upside. That just doesn't make sense to me. Alright, so if it doesn't break here, they broke through here, but here's where here's where they're facing the wall. Let's see what happens. See, the bears are slowly coming in and they pull back. See? See how the selling volume increases and then they suddenly pull back? Now, if this thing settles right here below the zero line, which is what I'm going for, then this trade is done. And all we need is just that proof. Good morning, Annette. So nice to see you today. We're looking at the pound dollar going short. There it is. Give it up. Give it up. Now remember, this thing still has bullish volume, so this ain't over. It has to break below 145.28, and we need this candle to go negative in volume. Come on. good morning, Benjamin. Come on, give it up. Still has bullish volume. That's the only thing I don't like about this candle right now. But we still have time. So they're going to put up a fight right here. Now the fact that this is the second candle that goes up to that level and bounces down from it is a good sign. And see how the bulls increased volume but nothing. So they're accepting to buy at a lower price level. But it's still a bearish candle with bullish volume. That's unacceptable. We need this to go bearish. Now, just about to break the power dots, and if upon breaking that, then this thing should blitz. See 132 on the buy, 119 on the 133, 134 on the buy, 119 on the sell, 120 on the sell. Go, 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 go. Come on, go, go. You're not done yet. Now it's a highly bearish candle with bullish volume. So this is not gone completely bearish. And that does concern me right now. But we do have volume divergence to the downside, or at least an attempt. See, look at that. You've got 158 on the buy, 160 on the buy, 137 on the sell, and it's a bearish candle with bullish volume. That doesn't add up. But every time that, and we've seen this pattern before, where in actuality they go bearish in direction, but there's bullish volume. And what they do is that they suddenly reverse aggressively. So this will be a very, very interesting trade, actually. But let's go to a, in this case, now that we're in, let's go to a 5-minute. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. It's taking its sweet time. Well, we're not in a hurry. Okay. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, see, this is what I was afraid of. That they didn't fulfill. They held. Son of a gun. This type of pattern is unacceptable. And what they're going to do is actually reverse. But wait a minute. This is a little bit too. Before we do, let's take a look at this. This one went bullish, came down. This one went bullish again, came down. Let's take a look at this. So in actuality, let's remove this. It looks like this, even on the 5-minute. Now, normally, I would go for this, but they just did so much chop around this that they might just come up to retest slightly and then pull back. Let's look at the volume. This one's going to be interesting. Yeah, see, this one had bullish volume. That's what I didn't like about that candle. It was deceptive. It was deceptive, and this one is making a move. However, see, we have a power dot here, right here. See, and it's in the candle. That is something that we've hardly ever seen before. The trend dot is here and the power dot is right here. See, look at that. In all this time, I have yet to see a power dot inside the candle. This would be a first. But what I don't like is the trade that they did. Now, the fact that this is a wide bar, because it is. I mean, it's an aggressive move in one candle. If it does not fulfill to the upside, then all they're doing is just re-challenging that price level. And once that failure is, and we have another pivot here, right above power dot formation. Now, it only takes one power dot, which is lining up with this right here, and here it comes. Lord have mercy. They almost had us going there. Let's see. There it is. There it is. Flawless. There's your trade. There is your trade for the evening. Now, I did see the euro, so I want to go to the euro real quickly. But as you can see, what a setup. I mean, what a deceptive trade they played. That was just outright wrong. What saved us was the fact that the power dot formed inside the candle. I've never seen that, This is a first. Normally, we have the power dots form right above the candle, but never inside the candle, lining up perfectly with this one here, which demonstrated that it was a mid-range level, not a true resistance or support level. And there it is. Now, at this point, I'm going to be very happy once this thing goes down. Now, remember, there was an imbalance in this candle. And this is the one, when you look at it, this imbalance, you have the buyers buying here in a bearish candle and the sellers selling up here. So this is also another clue. Even with all the nonsense that took place, this candle basically confirmed that this was a head fake. Wow. What a beautiful trade setup that was. And let it go. All right, let's take a good look at the euro, because the euro's in play. Besides this one, look at that. Now I feel bad. I feel real bad seeing this trade just go in our favor. I feel bad taking another trade because this one's just too good. Too good to be true. Now let's take a look at this, because this is where it gets really tricky. The volume in this thing is highly negative, but that's not the point. Actually, it's not. When you compare it to this and this one, it really isn't that negative per se. And we still have time. Now that makes this dangerous, because there's way too much time in this candle. Actually, got 3 minutes on this candle. So if it closes below that, then it's just going to free fall from here. Yeah, see, I've to some degree perfected the strategy of analysis. And this is, I mean, we've been having great results, quite honestly. No one would ever think of going short after this, ever. This thing would have said go long. This candle would have said go long because it was bullish, but the power dot here and the imbalance in this candle reconfirmed our direction was correct. We got 2 minutes left on this candle, and they don't know what to do. And this is not good. Again, we see this imbalance. The buyers conceding to buy here but you have the sellers here. Now, this is granted lower than the previous candles. So not a bad thing, but be aware. There it is. Okay, that's what I need. I needed to see the change in the point of control from the sellers. So now the next candle should be even more bearish. And we should be able to pick up on this a very quick run. I mean, if we're able to pick up 40 pips on the first trade in the first hour, what more can we ask for? Even though, remember that we did define, you deceptive individuals. Now you have another power dot here. Oh, that's just cruel and unusual. But you came down too low. So let's see what happens. Oh, that is just outright wrong. That's just mean what they just did here. But it's going to come down. If it breaks this level now, 145.11, then it's on. But we need it to break this level. See, I'd love to change it to a higher time frame now, but now I'm afraid of doing so. I need to see this. Oh, that is just outright wrong. Miserable. So let's see this one. Now, this could benefit us because if they don't make a move here and they come down, then we're good. Remember, there's been this trade was just aggressively confusing from every angle. But this thing came too aggressive. Now this one here and this, yes. Okay. So basically, what we're seeing, they announced short here after it was long. They did. This is the first one. And this is the second one. Now normally there's a third one, so that means that we got one. We may have a few more candles to the downside, and that's what I want to see. Is how they play this, because if this candle doesn't play fair and there's negative volume in this candle, you can see it right there. So if I'm correct and this one does go negative, this trade will be short-lived. We may be looking at a 25, 30 pip run on this, but that'll be it. Now you can see the volume here on the right, but you can see it in the data box. It is negative. You got 32 on the buy, 51 on the sell, 54 on the sell, in terms of 21 million. But we need this thing to break below 45.11, so that we need this to go down another 5 pips. Once it breaks that, either that power dot disappears or they use that as a support level. Now, the fact that they pulled back the way they did to some degree was interesting, but it ain't over yet. That's why I said. See, now we're up 20 pips. I'll be more happy when we're up 25 to 30 pips. A 20 pip trade is not bad in the first 40 minutes of this session, I must admit. But I think we all prefer 30 to 40 pips. Don't you agree? Come on, break that level. Just run right through it like a train. And there it is. Oh, they held. Oh my goodness. They're playing with our emotions. Simply just playing with our emotions. That is offensive, what they've done. Let's see if they make another attempt. I think they're going to make another attempt and run right through that price level. And there is quite a bit of volume in this thing. I mean, this thing is just humming to the downside. You got excess of 32 million to the downside, which are orders that haven't been filled. Actually, no, there's more. There's 54 million, forgive me, to the downside. 65 on the buy, 121 on the sell. 57, 60, and it's still going. Good. There it is. There it is. 27 pips. I said 25 pips more or less. We're at 145.05, and if it breaks below that, then we are in good shape. However, this is a little bit aggressive too quickly. So take into account that we're probably going to get, if we're lucky, maybe this last candle, and then that's it. Normally, I'd say we get 7 candles to the downside from the top. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This might be the end of the road for us on this trade. Let's take a look at that, because I don't like the way that it opened up here so high, but it's still within a 15-minute time frame. They may just slow it down here, slightly retrace. Even if it comes up to retest this level here, 145.11, then come back down, I can live with that. Or we can say we are not going to be greedy, and we're going to thank them very much for the 27, 28, no, 30 pips. There it goes. See, look at that. Now, if it breaks below 145 even, then we're in good shape. Let's see how it goes. Now this thing has bullish volume, so take that into consideration. That this candle is developing bullish volume, and that is not a good sign. See, look at that. You got 35 on the buy, 29 on the sell, difference of 6 million now, 6.5. Now, granted, as the volume increases on the sell side, this thing moves down further. But we're about to hit a whole number. 145 is that whole number that is a very dangerous number to be trading around. So now they're more or less balanced, 35 on the buy, 33 on the sell. And here's another problem. We're seeing that the buyers are announcing that they want to take control of this trade right here. But they should have announced it up here, and they didn't. This imbalance basically gave us this trade to the downside. So we're going to need at least one more candle to demonstrate that. Ooh, see, I told you that was a dangerous thing. It had bullish volume. I hate when they do that. So we gave up pretty much 6 pips on this so far. but it could be a slight retracement. Now, if it breaks above this, I'm not going to be that happy about it because this means that the divergence. Now, they will come back and retest. Okay, so this isn't over. Now, if you were here and you took 28, 29 pips out of them, then you had a great trade. But what they're doing here is coming back to retest. Now, so long as they do not break above. Now, this has negative volume right now. See, if this is a bullish candle with negative volume, there is something wrong with this picture. No, it has bullish volume. Forgive me. It's 47 million on the buy, 92 on the buy, 45 on the sell. It's a 48. However, if this is all they have with that amount of volume, then they just failed miserably. But just take into consideration that this being a bearish candle with bullish volume right before, with 2 minutes left to go, means that this trade could practically be over. So if it doesn't go down any further from here, we are done. So let's see. But at the same time, we've seen that once they used this price level, they broke through it very aggressively, and it was almost a 100 pip move. Oh, they're definitely very upset at the bulls right now. Oh, Will, you showed up late, buddy. Early bird gets the worm. You're done for the day. Jeremy. You made your trade, huh? I'm glad to hear it, buddy. That's the whole purpose of this, the forecasting room, is to help you guys see how to identify these trades. Now, we're at 145.03, and this thing has bullish volume, which is not a good thing. It's slightly there, but it's there. Yeah, see, I'm not too keen on staying this any further. I would be... Ooh, that was aggressive. Let's see if it fulfills one more to the downside. $31 pips in 45 minutes. I'd say we had a great day. So let's see what happens here, because this one's a little tricky. Man, is it tricky. But I'd like to say we have one more candle to the downside before this is over. If it doesn't play, then it doesn't play. So let's see. 29 on the buy, 27 on the sell. Oof, perfectly balanced. Lord have mercy. Go negative, go negative. Come on, go negative. Go negative, 30 to 30. Come on, give up another. Oh, boy, they're fighting for it. They know that once they go below 4,500, it's over. Oh, what a crying shame. No, that's it. Like Jeremy said, we're done for the day. Or at least in this case, for the early morning. Now, this thing from here is going to go long, but our trade was this one. And you know what? 27 pips, can't complain about that in one trade. One must know when to walk away. So let's go look at another pair and see if we find something else. Okay. I was looking at the euro, but I'm afraid that the euro already made the move. So let's take a look at that. This may be a very quick European session because we've already made our trade, so we're only looking for to see if we find another opportunity. But if we don't, then we don't. I'm okay with that. How about you? Remember that in a session, the minute that you make a good trade, if you've made your money, there's no reason for you to stay any further. There's no reason for you to put yourself at risk anymore and give it back. Let's see. Only the greedy will stay. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes when you have a good thing, yeah, see the euro already came down. Now, this is an interesting trade, and don't get me wrong. You know, we're going to look at this from a higher perspective, but you know, we don't have power dots here. So let's look at it for what it is. Let's go to a higher time frame. Let's go to a 15-minute. Stop the recording. Ouch. Sorry, you know, for those of you that missed it, you know, we got in the euro trade. You caught the pound trade, but we forgot to add the recording to this one, but it's okay. You missed both. If you weren't here in the room anyway, you missed these trades. So, you know, no harm, no foul. So we made 27 pips in the previous trade on the pound dollar. We're up 20 pips right now. It seems like this candle has a lot more to give. Thank God for that. And we're at 50 pips right now for the night. I mean, it just doesn't get better than this. That's the wonderful thing about trading with Phoenix Trading Strategies, is that when you use our smart money trade analysis software, you get really, really nice, precise trades that just soothe the heart. So I'm not going to be greedy because I hate being greedy. It's just not part of my nature. And to secure 50 pips right now, what more can I ask for? I'm done for the night. Now, if it continues to go more, you know what? I'm okay with that. But I think that we can say for this evening, this morning, mission accomplished. I just explained to you how I did it. Come on. Some more from the Euro USD. Exactly. You know, explain to you how I do it. It's going to be a tough one. Practice makes perfect. Well, here it is. Okay, so let's go over this. I'll do a brief explanation on this because I think that you deserve it. You know, you were here where others fell asleep and missed it. You know, you deserve it. So when this thing came down, okay, this is where it announced it. You got to look at it from this perspective. See this candle? It came in too aggressively. Then you had this one, okay, that came in aggressively as well. Now you had power dots here, okay? Always look to the left, as I said. So the minute that I knew that this trade was going to continue because normally you have 7 candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This was your 7th. They work in 4 and 7. Parameters of 4 and 7. Now, the message was very clear here because here you had the buyers say they were going to take control, which they did. They did take control. Then here you have an imbalance. You have the sellers selling up here and the buyers buying down here. Now, that is a little bit strange. So you knew at that point that it was going to come down further. Now, where they failed in this one is that this candle, even though this candle was bullish, you know, it originally was a bearish candle. Now this one is what really did it, because this one, the point of control was at the top of the candle and it was a bearish candle with bullish volume. So when this one came in and it challenged it, it came all the way up and remember it came down it was originally negative. This was going to be a bullish candle with negative volume. So what happened? Suddenly the volume shifted and it became bullish again. And so then I said, so long as it closes bullish, we're good, which it actually did. And then I said the next one's going to be. So what they did is that they retested at one point, and this thing should have been negative. Now, if you notice, the point of control, the dash right here in this candle, is lower than this one. So they never actually went all the way down, but that's okay, because I knew they weren't going to, because the power dot formed here. And if I erase the line, you're going to see that there's two power dots. Our entry was here, but this thing went all the way. So that is basically how the volume divergence was defined. That it originally began here, okay? This thing, see how the volume divergence is going up and this thing's going down? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't add up. You can't have this. And this is where you need to look at the market and practice. You can't have this. This crocodile look is not the one that you're looking for. Now, we would have never known that or seen that if we weren't looking at volume, if we weren't looking at the price identifier, which identifies the point of control in the candle. Remember, before you only had open, high, low, and close in a candle. Now you have open, high, low, and open, high, low, close, and the point of control between the buyers and sellers where they prefer to buy and sell at. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful explanation that was. I'm inspired. Have I inspired you? Can I get an amen? And that's all she wrote. So we want to thank you very much this morning, this afternoon, this evening for joining us here at Phoenix Trading Strategies. It has been pleasurable helping you achieve success in your trading goals and making 50 pips in, let's see, an hour and 15 minutes. Can I get a thank you? That's all that there is left to say. So thank you very much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you Friday morning. Amen to that. Have a great morning. Have a great evening. Have a great afternoon.